When it rains, it pours. West Ham have got our first signing of the summer transfer window over the line in signing Aguerd. What a fantastic signing it is, but we do need more recruits. And the rumour has it that we're looking at bringing in potentially 6 more players. But I mean, that's not new to us West Ham fans. That's something that we desperately know we need, considering the fact that Noble's gone. Alex Kroll looks like he's going to be heading out the door. Yarmolenko, Fredericks have gone as well. David Martin. There's 5 players named off the cuff, let alone thinking about players like Vlasic, Benrahma, who are linked out the club. Diop could be heading out the club as well. So 6 is minimum. 6 is absolutely minimum. It could be 7, it could be 8, but we have to wait and see what David Moyes is going to do with the transfer market. But you would think that getting the first deal over the line, and a quality deal at that, a player that plays in has played Champions League football, European football, international football for his nation, and has won some trophies as well, but also a lot of plaudits in his footballing career, and a lot of plaudits in Ligue 1. And you know what? Everyone always slags off other leagues, other countries' leagues, but Ligue 1, with all due respect, has got some of the best players in the world in there. And when Aguerd faced PSG, for example, when you come up against the likes of Mbappe and Neymar and Messi, just to name a few, he's always held his own in those games. So you get one deal over the line, and then what you start to see potentially is that snowball effect. And then you start to hone in on particular players that West Ham are linked to. And of course, we do these links and we do these shows week in and week out. But as you're starting to see, movement in the transfer window is starting to happen. Players we have spoken about in the past have actually signed for other clubs now. So we're starting to tick those players off the box by going, nah, he's not coming to us, they're going somewhere else. But these and some players keep coming back up. And that is what today's story is about. Armando Broja, who is apparently West Ham's #1 target. So let's take a look and see what's on today's show. Now, it looks likely that he is going to be West Ham's #1 striking target, Armando Broja, who was on loan at Southampton from Chelsea. The Albanian striker, 20, had a fantastic season at Southampton last season, and he netted 6 league goals. Now, some people may think, is that a fantastic return for what you're doing? But when you're playing in a side that's struggling like Southampton were, it is good, but it's all about what his all-round play is. This is something that I really want to ram home, in my opinion, how David Moyes is looking at players now. It's not about the stats. It's not about the return in goals than what he's currently offered. It's about fitting into the mold of what David Moyes is doing, and he obviously sees Broja as one of those pieces of the jigsaw. Now, he still could be given a chance at Chelsea to impress during pre-season, and I believe that a reasonable offer could convince Chelsea to sell, and West Ham look like they're ready to do that, because the rumour is that we're going to bid about £30 million. Now, £30 million for a player that's been out on loan. They've got a war chest, Chelsea do, and they're going to be looking at investing in that. Yes, Lukaku could be heading out the door, Broja could be heading out the door, but they're going to bring in £30 million to add to that war chest, and I can see them folding when it comes to that. Now, listen, we're not led to believe any formal talks have taken place between the 2 London clubs, but negotiations look like they may start to commence when West Ham supposedly, according to reports, are going to make an offer. Now, Southampton, we do know, are interested in bringing Broja back again to the St. Mary's, either on loan or on a permanent, but it's going to be a struggle for them to bring them back in because, you know, a few reasons where West Ham are in the league, how we have performed over the last couple of seasons, and also European football. And of course, Broja and any other player looking at that will want to come in to a team offering what you could say questionably is the better opportunities, etc. as well. And of course, last season, Broja did play against West Ham twice last year, 3-2 away win in the league on Boxing Day, and the 3-1 victory in the FA Cup at St Mary's. And he did score for Southampton, and they scored their third goal as well. So we got a kind of closer look at what he can offer. Now, he does look like he is a player for the future, but also can step up to the plate just now. And he did have the impressive season for Southampton, showing the great signs that he's got the potential to be a good striker at such a young age. He's a relentless striker, which is something I absolutely love. He's shown more than just an eye for goal this season with his all-round displays when he played for Southampton. Now, he was born in Slough, came through the Chelsea Academy. However, he represents Albania at international level, just as he did through the youth level football too. And he can play as a centre forward, but here we go. And this is where you're starting to Moisify a player. He can play out wide or play in a front three. His flexibility to fulfill either of those roles and do it such at a high level makes him a prospect definitely worth pursuing. Now, Broja is comfortable dropping deep, again, moisifying the player and offering an option during the build-up play. Tick, 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 tick. He makes late runs into the centre of the park from where he can receive passes from deep in his own half and be a main focal point in the team's build-up play. Now, he's a big lad, a decent height, and he is strong. He's lean, and he's got a good build that goes with that, which allows him to be an effective target man in those instances as well. Now, Broja is comfortable playing off of small amount of touches. However, in other moments, he does give the impression of not feeling rushed to pass the ball. This isn't a detriment to the team, though. Instead, he shows an understanding of when it's the right moment to hold on to possession and allow his teammates to push forward and, you know, have nearby attacking spaces. He does back into players and sits low as he does this, making it difficult to push him off the ball. And he uses his strength and frame to get past the player. And should he be drawn into a physical tussle or perhaps face a defensive overload, he does well to force enough contact where he can potentially sometimes win a foul. He's got calmness in possession, even when he's surrounded by opposition defenders. And because he plays with his back to the goal and he uses physicality, he tends to have a lot of defenders marking him on several times. Now, he does keep the ball close to him when he's got the ball there, and especially when he's surrounded. And he can usually, with a second touch, move away from any pressure that's coming around him. And the reason why is because he's extremely comfortable on the ball. He is a comfortable footballer, and I think that's what David Moyes likes about him. He's an actual natural-born, gifted, talented footballer. Now, he is a good, not actually more than good. He's a great and outstanding finisher, but he isn't a poacher. For a striker, he's not a poacher. Instead, he looks to receive the ball on the edge of the area rather than in and around the 6-yard box. Now, you're hearing all the stories about Haller potentially moving from Ajax already, but he was the target man and we never built up to his strengths. But you can't help but think that Broja does fit the strengths of what David Moyes is looking for. It also should be noted that Broja's goals came from using his left and his right foot, but he has also got a threat in the air with his head. Also, he's persistent though. When pressing, he'll continue to press the ball even when the ball carrier moves it away. He covers short distances very quickly and ensures he keeps the previous ball carrier in the cover shadow as he continues to press and press and press, and to ensure the new ball carrier has an even less of an easy way to get out of the situation. That particular trait is something that we all know one player did, Jesse Lingard. Sneeze, apologies. And Jesse Lingard was fantastic at it, and we do miss that urgency and have missed that urgency over the last couple of seasons. Now, whether Jesse Lingard comes to West Ham or not, that's yet to be seen. But if Broja can offer something distinctly similar to what Lingard can do by pressing and pressing and pressing, and putting the pressure on the goalkeeper and the defenders and chasing the ball to the last minute, what he does is he connects the midfield to the striker and he brings the midfielders forward for West Ham as well. So that is something that I think we would absolutely benefit for. He's an excellent outlet for direct passes moving forward. He competes well. He's a handful for any centre-back, regardless of whether he wins the aerial duel or any other ball. He's got a terrific work rate. He rushes and hassles the centre-backs, like I've mentioned, when they're in possession. He's sort of a relentless player. It's my famous word over the summer. Relentless with transfer news, but he's a relentless. He never gives up, never say die attitude. And defenders definitely don't enjoy playing against him. He's got an excellent burst of pace, a big man, dangerous when he plays out on the last man. He's got the ability to go one-on-one with the defender. He's got the opposition, the pace to outrun the opposition defenses. And if they leave the high line, he'll look for balls in behind, and he can exactly get in behind those defenders and go one-on-one with the keeper. And he holds the ball up well. He brings in his teammates into the game, something I know what David Moyes absolutely loves to do. So it makes a really decent prospect all round. Now, Broja, weighing it up, I do think he's capable of coming to West Ham. I really, really do. How does he fit in our system? He absolutely does. We need strength and depth. He could be taking over the likes of Antonio's role if Antonio was to, say, move out onto the left. And I do think Broja could be one for the future for West Ham. Premier League experience, international experience. This guy could be a no-brainer for us. And apparently the rumor is it's 30 million quid. Leave your comments in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on Armando Broja. Would you like him to come to West Ham or not? Here's all you need to know about Broja. So there you go. When it rains, it pours. And do you think Broja is coming to West Ham? If you're new around here, please make sure you do go and subscribe to the channel by hitting the subscription button. Please hit the bell notification as well. That will notify you when our shows do go live. Hit the thumbs up. Please leave a comment. Join me at 5 o'clock for our Hammers headlines. If there's any other breaking news, we will come out earlier. But let's hope that this is going to have the snowball effect moving forward for West Ham as we bring in more signings, much needed signings as well. And we all know we're going to be looking for more players on top of this as well. So let's hope we can bring them in. Stay safe, everyone. And I will see you at 5 o'clock. And